SK.IT and on Motorsport TV as well. There is Ferrari in the background. Campos twice on the podium in WSK in 2023. The driver from Luanda. Volta watching on from 10,000 kilometers south of this, the northern Italian circuit. Campos at the moment, P4 from Romeo, Pancotti, Chiara Batig, Darren Chang, Fulgori. The Italian in position 10. Chiara crosses the line now. Doesn't look behind. He's best. So unlikely will break. 49. Right, so far from pole position. X30 Junior Prefinal. The final round. 2020. Up on the back of Tiziano Cuscinini. They go down the back. Tiziano also in a Tony kart. Right. 3. In 4, in fact, with Lorenzo Campos, the team driver Tony kart. TK 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with Christian Romeo. Pancotti also in a Tony kart. The first. Rocco goes back to position 3. Points on the line. Rocco is losing. Ferrari in second. Looks over his shoulder. So Tiziano may well take the series lead going into the title decider this afternoon, particularly if the African Lorenzo Campos can go by the Dutchman as well. Tiziano from Switzerland. Finished on the podium. And has now got the lead over Ferrari and Coronel. Over Ferrari and Coronel. Romeo, Pancotti, Batig, and a good trip. One of the taller drivers in the X30 Junior field. Line goes down on the radiator. Rocco waits. 3 laps remaining. He's in position 3. The championship leader, it's changing. The virtual championship virtually every lap. Afternoon, and it looks as 1.5 kilometers. Wants P2. The inside of Tiziano, who closes the door. Coronel in P3. Lorenzo Campos dragging himself into this battle as well. Till the inside. Watch Rocco, he tries to take it as well. Around it. The inside just slammed. We're about to start the last lap of the race. That was an ambitious move, but he pulled it off. Ferrari in P1, that helps Coronel. That does not though, because Lorenzo takes him. Critically, Tiziano Cuscinini is behind. Pancotti P3 in the series as they go down the back straight. for the final time. Last lap of the race is looking good for Riccardo Ferrari. He will win the pre-final and likely start the final. In the pre-final here, holds off critically his main rival in the Tiziano Guglielmini and Filippo Pancotti are behind. Down through the chicane for the final time over the ripple strip. Ferrari takes victory in the pre-final from Rocco Coronel, Lorenzo Campos, Romeo P4, Tiziano, who led a good portion of the race in position 5. And it was Pancotti, Batik, Darren Cheng. But critically, the drivers 1, 2, and 3 in the championship. Rocco Coronel second, Tiziano P5, and Pancotti in P6. So Riccardo Ferrari takes the victory from Rocco Coronel and Lorenzo Campos in position 3, Christian Romeo, Tiziano P5, Filippo P6, Chiara Posito, another good try from Luca into position 10, Angelo Di Ortenzio, Hattemau, Maria Chiara Nardelli, head of Davide Mizzone, Macca Savalev, Piccolo, Malo, Sun, Zashov, and Lucas Pasquinetti in P10, Riccardo Lambreton, who had a good start to the race, but the Mexican, the final finisher, in position 21 for LA Motorsport in the Falcon kart. The North American will have to come from the back of the grid in the final later today. Final pre-final of the morning, X30 Senior, being led out by the Austrian Nando Weichselbaumer, who took a stunning final heat victory yesterday. Position on the grid, which looks like this. Nando out of 1, Federico out of 2, Denny Catanini out of grid 3, Federico Rossi out of 4, Mareghi, Giudice, Comanducci the Roman, alongside Andy Rattel, who won at Cremona and was the series leader coming into this, the final round for the IAME category. Eddie Calavazza, the Australian. Lin Jingwan, Eduardo Jacobacci, Colin Württemberger on the final row of the green. Obama, the Austrian, cross the a 833, the Victory Lane Red Speed car. Course card, he has been so quick. Starts on the outside front row of the grid. Fabulous. Where we race the final round of the double. Back again in 2 weeks from now. Out of grid 8, here's the championship leader. 100, Denny Caronini on 9. Grid, there's the Italian in the Adrian leads the field up to the line just. They're now they accelerate. Extra formation lapper was Marangi. But that was Ferrari sportsmanship flag being waved to the pole sitter and the driver starting reminiscent of the days of junior intercontinental start. Clumsily back in the day, the late 90s. Very long. But it was actually quicker than Nando led the field around that time. He starts on pole position. There is Danny Catanini, last year's WSK Champions Cup winner, on the second row of the grid alongside Federico Rossi. Again, very slowly down through the chicane, incredibly slowly. Rossi's not happy, raises the arm in the air. Marco Carlino races both of his arms. Flag before the start. There is our race director, Alessandro Ferrari, on the start-finish line with the red flag. The carts come to a stop in a very severe fashion. There is Mr. Ferrari to the left of your screen, speaking with Nando Weichselbaumer, dictating exactly the speed and the formation and the style that he wants the victory lane driver to lead the field around. They're stopped on the start-finish straight. The red flag is replaced into life. And for the third time, we try and race the pre-final for X30 Senior here this morning. An unacceptable pace. This morning, it was multiple times throughout the heats as well yesterday. Colin Württemberger, we're looking for the German in the KGT car, the 827. He was to have started on the final row of the grid in the 827 Tony car for KGT Motorsport. He's not there. So Colin out before the start. The fourth formation lap and the third attempt at a start for the X30 Senior Pre-Final here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. Down through the chicane, and the pace is not much better than it was a moment ago, as Marco Carlino, both arms raised in the air, saying, what are we doing, boys and girls? As we come up to the line, Nando on pole position. This time, finally, we race. Albanese on the outside. Denny slams it down the inside. Caranini from the inside second row of the grid almost shoots up into the lead. The energy driver is in P2. They go down the back straight for the first time. As Denny Catanini had a forgettable run last time out at Cremona in position 2. He is at the moment actually retired in the grass in the final. Now he tries the outside of the Austrian, Denny Catanini. Versus Denny, the Austrian on the inside. Denny runs out of road, and the Italian in position 2. Last year's WSK Champions Cup champion in contention for the title is P2 in the 3 wide. Marenghi, Judicev, Amara Sessantuno. Driver who finished in P2 at Cremona just crosses the line now, down in 15th position. Straight for lap 2 of this 16-lap pre-final for X30 Senior. Behind in the first round of the championship in dominant fashion. The gap just a tenth of a down into turn 1, but leaves the door open, and Albanese down the inside takes Carinini in the Utel course cart back into position 2. That allows Nando Vauxhall to skip away with a great start for the Petito Racing Car team. He's in position 4. Stages of this, the X30 Senior Pre-Final, the championship to be decided here at Castelletto this afternoon. The Austrian head speed from the Utel course. So quick was the Utel course car of Albanese yesterday. But the fastest driver on the circuit at the moment is Andrea Giudice for Mara 61. The 804 Tony Kart laps in a 49.714 second lap time. Down the back straight, the leading trio, Carinini back to 4. There's Comanducci, Rossi. Federico, that is further back. He's behind the championship leader, Andy Rattel. Pole position for Federico Albanese on Friday with a 49 dead. 49.078. The Ital course cart now closes in on the back of the red victory lane down through the chicane. On lap 4 of 16, 1/4 race distance. As we settle into a rhythm, there is Comanducci and Giudice in the background. Decisive steering wheel movement from Nando Vauxhall through the turn 2 kink and hard under brakes into turn 3. Nicely done by Giudice. And he takes the Roman, Christian Comanducci. Down the back straight, the gap is back down to just a tenth of a second. Giudice with a 49.383, almost into the qualifying times here at Castelletto. Comanducci and Giudice, the two Italians trading positions. There are Italians right down to position 7, but the Austrian of the infield hairpin, wide though, knows it, looks back over his right shoulder. He's right there down into turn 1. Again, a distinctive style from Nando, the young Austrian driver. First burst onto the international scene in 2019 at the Rotax International Final. That was in juniors. He's been racing in the single mate categories for the past couple of seasons, and he leads the pre-final in the final round of the X30 Senior WSK Open Series in glorious sunshine here in the north of Italy at La Pista Sette Laghi, Castelletto di Branduzzo. Carinini has dropped off the pace just slightly. He's 14ths of a second behind Albanese. Giudice P4, 49.378. The fastest driver on circuit. Down through the chicane. Right over the ripple strip does. Second place. And a 49.256, Andrea Giudice. The team of Sandro Mara 61, it's absolutely flying. The Tony Kart in the background. Purple 2 sectors in that lap and a purple 49.256. The fastest driver on the circuit by some margin closes up on the back of Denny Catanini. One steering wheel movement from Nando. Simultaneously, and gets a fine run on the exit. Different style from Albanese, who turns in early, doesn't mind riding a ripple strip, does the we know he gets stronger as the race goes on. Championship leader in 9th, head of the Greek driver Emanuele Ladaukas. Canonica, Erika Lavazza, she was P3. from Yuhufu, Eduardo Jacobacci, and Lin Jingwan. After a problem on the opening lap of the race, the Chinese driver still circulating, but down in last place. Some 9 seconds off the race lead. Lin Jingwan has done well to catch up to the back of Jacobacci, Fu, and Lavazza. Command of this race. Airborne over the ripple strip, half race distance. The X30 Senior Prefinal here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. So we start lap 9 of 16. Nando Veixelbama in P1 from Federico Albanese, who's still trying to find a way by the Austrian. Giudice, you can see, has passed Denny Catanini. That is Comentucci, the Roman, in the background in P5 for the Pachito Racing Car Team. Turns in early, does the Ital horse cart of Federico Albanese there, who is catching him, and Nando does likewise. Just breaches the gap, out to 0.3 of a second now. 49.256. In early, breaks late, rights the ripple strip. Second place, Albanese, the gap 0.31 of a second between the Austrian Veixelbama. Second place, Albanese, Andrea Giudice. Out of the championship, Andy Rattel, who won the last round. Championship leader on 100 points coming into this, the championship decider here at Castelletto. 94 points for Denny Catanini. And Comentucci, third in the series, is the Roman on 79 points and fifth in the pre-final. Here today, there's Christian in the background, just coming onto the straight, trying to breach the gap to Denny Catanini, last year's WSK Champions Cup winner. He won that race in OK Champions Cup in 2018. To the two current Formula 3 drivers in the FIA Formula 3 World Championship, Gabriele Mini and Taylor Barnard. Comentucci was third on that cold day in Adria at the start of that 2018 season. In a privately entered, I want to say Tony Kart, but there he is in the background as Giudice. Up the inside, Albanese had the chance to go by Nando, but he's waited too long. The Ital course back into third. The Mara 61, Tony Kart, the fastest driver on the circuit. Up into second place, Andrea Giudice at 49.2 versus Nando with a 49.4. He's 0.2 of a second faster than the race leader, Nando Veixelbama. This is lap 12 of 16, the X30 Senior Prefinal here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. One of 22 circuits WSK Promotion has raced at in its 18-year history. Giudice, Andrea, he did lead in the final at Cremona. Finishing in P4 after taking turns at leading. P4 in the championship, I should say. Out to 0.7 of a second now from Veixelbama. So it's looking good for the Austrian as well. Andy Rattel, who won in Cremona. The Frenchman in position 10, Emanuele Ledalkes. And the other Victory Lane Red Speed kart has gone by the Frenchman in the Kart Republic, Canonica P11, Lavazza P12, Fu Jingwan. The two Chinese drivers together. Lin Jingwan has got by Eduardo Jacobacci. Lin Jingwan in the modern kart team, the Chinese driver, was half a lap behind in the opening lap of the race after going off the circuit. Being pushed off, in fact, he's caught up to the back of the pack, and he's already taken one place, Eduardo Jacobacci. So we'll try and keep one eye on Lin Jingwan, who's picking up valuable points, valuable positions going into the final. But later this afternoon, Lin Jingwan, fifth in the championship on 54 points. He's just got another one in the background. Nando, the gap is out to 0.7 of a second. Albanese P3, Giudice In P2, Catanini 4 from Comanducci Marengi, whose kart virtually stalled off the second aborted start. Red flag even before the race we got underway, and Rendo fakes Obama from pole position, was attacked initially. Throws it down through the final chicane to complete lap 14 of 16. The X30 Senior Prefinal. Tenths of a second. He'll need to do something and a half, but it looks as though Nando fakes Obama has got straight head down behind the steering wheel. 107 k's an hour. Giudice leaning back slightly in the Mare 61 Tony Kart. There's Albanese in the Dani in another Ital Course Cup, the Singaporean-based Australian in position 8. Just goes by Ladalkas, Ratel Lavazza, Fu Canonica, and Ling Jingwan. Nando fakes Obama 6/10 of a second ahead of Andrea Giudice. Down the back straight for the final time. Nando looks over his right shoulder. Andrea looks over his left, back to Albanese, the Ital Course Kart. Australian in position 8, but Nando fakes Obama in the victory lane red speed kart. The lakeside straight into the right hairpin, 3 corners remaining. Nando fakes Obama, puts himself in contention. SK Open Series looks over his right shoulder. It is 6/10 of a second back to the first Italian, Andrea Giudice, but the Austrian takes the check. Puts himself in contention with a bag of points here this morning. Giudice, P2, Albanese in position 3. Here it's Ratel crossing the line in position 10. Head of Lavazza, Fu, Canonica, Jingwan, and Eduardo Jacobacci. Open Series, the titles to be awarded for the X30 Junior and Senior categories. And Nando fakes Obama, crossing the line in position 3 at Cremona. Post-race penalty dropping him off the podium, but he's back. Round for the X30 category and the championship this afternoon. Nando fakes Obama, wins the pre-final from Andrea Giudice. Federico Albanese, Denny Catanini, Christian Comanducci, P5. Just quickly trying to do some mathematics. Andy Ratel, the championship leader, on 100 points. Only a 10th place finish in the pre-final. The Frenchman will have to do something spectacular in the final. Obama takes the victory for the victory lane team of Nico Martins. Judy Christian Comanducci. Team 5, Marengi, Rossi, the young Australian Stefano Pedani, Ladalkas, the Greek driver, the championship leader Andy Ratel in P10. Lavazza Erica was ahead of Yuhu for Christian Canonica. Ling Jingwan recovers to 14th ahead of Jacobacci, and Württemberger out before the start. We'll take a break here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. Don't go too far away. X30 categories. First is the mini under 10 final at 10 minutes to 2 local time, just over 3/4 of an hour from now. Don't go too far away. We'll be back at Castelletto di Branduzzo to race the finals of round 3 of the WSK Open Series. We'll see you then.
everything changes.
Beautiful images from a beautiful part of the world. Di Branduzzo for round 3 of the WSK Open Series in thankfully circuit around about an hour south of Milan for the first time since 2019. The 4 finals this afternoon, starting with the mini under 10 category. There is the graphic on your screen. The carts are coming out onto the circuit as we speak, followed by the mini Group 3 final, and then the X30 junior and senior finals. Of course, their titles to be decided today here. Circuit, multiple corners, 1,256 metres, 1 lap beside the lake here in Castelletto di Branduzzo. The corner as well. Before we do race the final, let's check out some of the highlights from this weekend at Castelletto di Branduzzo. We had a torrential thunderstorm on Wednesday. Thankfully, it has since cleared. The track is dry, the sun is shining, and we are ready to race the mini under 10 final. First time at Castelletto di Branduzzo since 2019. Alexander Ganki took pole position on Friday evening with a time of 53.931. The Ukrainian, the WSK Champions Cup champion for Team Driver, scorching around the 1.2 kilometre circuit on Friday to take pole position, but in just a few moments we can use the cliched line. The pole will start on pole. His name is Leonardo Gorski for Team Baby Race. On the outside of the front row of the grid is the Queenslander, Sebastian Escandari in the Vortex-powered Tony Kart. A packed field here in glorious sunshine, the 16th day of April 2023. This is the 18th season of WSK International competition. Just a few moments before the karts are on the circuit for their formation lap. Mechanics about to leave the circuit. There is the circuit Castelletto di Branduzzo, part of the motorsport complex here south of Milan, also featuring an autocross, car racing and motorcycle racing circuit as well. But our attention turns to the circuit by the lake. This is Castelletto for the mini under 10 final. To the left of your screen behind the graphic is Leo Gorski, of course. The British pole was on the podium in the WSK Supermaster Series at Sarno, finishing in P3 of 23 WSK Supermaster Series at the Cremona circuit in 2 weeks' time. This is round 3 of the WSK Open Series. We kicked off at Lonato, the center of the karting universe. 2 weeks ago, it was Cremona, the 22nd circuit the WSK promotion has raced at in its 18-year history. And back here at Castelletto di Branduzzo, La Pista Sette Laghi, which in English translates to the circuit of 7 lakes, because we're surrounded by, well, 7 lakes. We'll get a glimpse of them in the background. If we're lucky, we may even see some jet skis out on the water as we concentrate on the final. The 3-minute board goes up. We'll take a look at the grid for you. 18 rows, so 35 karts on the grid from Leo on pole position. Right back to Giuseppe Prozzo, the Italian for CMT, on the 18th row of the grid. So now the mechanics leave the circuit. 17 degrees and beautiful sunshine. There was actually some snowfall in the nearby hills earlier on in the week. Mechanics leave the circuit. There is Gorski to the left of your screen. The pole, on pole, there is Sebastian. On grid 2, the Australian in the Vortex Power Tony Kart. Down to the left of your screen, that's our assistant race director, Mr. Marco Carlino, just giving instructions how he wants Gorski to dictate the pace on the formation laps as the mechanics leave the circuit. Prior to the under-10 mini-final, Antoine Venant, he is the championship leader coming into this round 3 of the WSK Open Series for 2023, ahead of Henri Kumpen, who starts a little bit further back on the grid than he would have liked, the second Belgian, after not finishing the pre-final this morning, an incident on the last lap. But HK will start on grid 10 alongside the impressive American debutant Lucas Palacio. Our race director, Mr. Alessandro Ferrari, down on the start-finish line, ready with the green flag. The 1 minute board goes up. Moments before the start, this is the WSK Open Series. The under 10 final. Looking further back on the grid, it looks as though one kart may have a bit of an issue. I can see one of the mechanics down talking to an official as we get the green light from race control here. Let's hope all these 35 karts get away as the green flag flies and the karts fire up into life. With the exception of Sebastian Escandari, the Vortex has not fired. Now it does. A nervous moment there for the Australian, his father Babek, watching on from their home in Brisbane, but he's underway. Leo Gorski on pole position alongside Sebastian Escandari, Alexander Legenki, Antoine Venant, the championship leader, Perico, Orlando, Tam, Truchot, Lucas Palacio. What a debut. He starts alongside the Kleine Kumpen, who's out of 10. Nikita Botte, John Hahn, Xavier Lazzaro, Robinson, Orlando Novelli. Then we go to Drew Waltz, Eduardo Colucci, Ray, Alex Malotto, who was so quick. The Firefly Racing Team driver is alongside the Swede Max Mazort, who was on the podium in the Supermaster Series at Sano. Di Pietro Antonio, Didier Krift, Yanni Lumens, Diari Shlami, the Albanian in the DR kart. The Mexican Malo on debut, Pezzuto, Rolanage, Sophie Kurth, she's out of 29, and DDF, that's the Roman, Davide De Filippo. For the KGT Motorsport team, Tiberius Muller, another debutant, the German, Junupa Verba, Daniel Hakkinen, and just boy has slotted into grid 2. Welcome to Castelletto di Branduzzo, La Pista Setta Series, the mini under 10 final, the pole on pole, and we race. Sebastian goes wheel to wheel with Leonardo, but in doing so, leaves the door open for the Ukrainian Alexander Legenki, who shoots down the inside. As we watch for the championship leader, Antoine Venant. They go down the back straight for the first time. Leo Gorski from pole position. And he's just been passed this time. There is Venant going through. There's the DAP kart in position 7. Sebastian goes wide, leaves the door open, tried to get the momentum on the exit. Almost runs off the circuit. Now he's into the grass as Gorski. He's back into P4. They're going down through the chicane right now. At the end of the first lap, that's Orlando, who won 2 weeks ago in Cremona, the Formula K kart. For the first time, it is Gorski, Orlando, Sebastian Escandari, and Nicolo Perico. There's the young Italian in the energy kart going wheel to wheel with Tam. And Alexander Legenki has lost out, the Ukrainian, the WSK Champions Cup champion, back to position 6. There's the 2 Belgians, Antoine Venant and Kleine Kumpen. Henri up into P8. Take a look at a replay of the start. Gorski from pole position. Sebastian went wheel to wheel with the pole. Being pushed by Venant. Went around the outside as we watch the Australian retake P2 from the Italian. The Tony kart repasses the Formula K kart. Goes in deep under brakes. But it will be Gorski who leads at the end of the second lap. There's Venant in the background, the championship leader in position 6 behind Nicolo Perico. they go into turn 3. Albert Tam has made a good start, but it's going to come to nothing. Full course yellow for an incident in the background. The leading drivers have an incident off screen. Now they see the slow boards. And the arms go up in acknowledgement. Have gone full final here. We believe the in just a moment as they come across the line to start lap 4. Gorse leader Venant. In fact, the race will be red flagged. Of your screen, we've got a full course yellow turning to a red flag. Gorski does the right thing, acknowledges as such. A stop on the start-finish line. The race has we'll try and bring you an update as soon as possible. So at the end, to complete the 4th lap, the race has been full course yellow. Red flag. Who was in control of the race, comes up to the line and parks the 511 Bastion exactly as they started a few moments ago. We'll try and get you an update in just... It may well have been the Estonian Mark Lumets. After 3 laps of the 60-minute under 10 final. We'll take a very short break. We'll try and bring you an update with exactly what has happened here at Castelletto di Branduzzo, round 3 of the WSK Open Series in just a short moment. Back here at Castelletto di Branduzzo, the bad news for the Estonian fans is, yes, it was an incident with Mark Lumens, but the good news is that the EKS Moto driver is okay. So an incident with the Estonian Mark Lumens off screen. Mark starting from the 12th row of the grid alongside Antonio Yanni. It did happen off screen. The information we have at the moment is there was an incident, but fortunately, Mark is okay. So we are just trying to sort the grid. We have completed 3 racing laps. We're waiting for word from race control as to the order. So we will go back a lap and they will restart in the order. So it's no problem for Leo Gorski. He was the race leader regardless. It will be a restart from the end of lap 3. Just repeating, the incident involving the Estonian Mark Lumens is being attended to by the medical team, but the good news is he is okay after an incident off screen on the opening lap of the 60 Mini Under 10 final. So we are just resetting the grid here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. Provisionally, it will be Leo Gorski. Leo with the Lewis replica helmet, 5'11". He was in the lead regardless of which lap we go back to. We have completed 3 racing laps. Gorski from Eskandari, Tam, Orlando, Perico in P5. And of course the championship leader, Vernon. Of course the virtual championship does change as well. The final round for the WSK Open Series at Circuito Internazionale Napoli, simply known as Sano, in June. As it stands right now, after 3 laps, of course this is not how it will finish, but as it stands at this very moment, Leo Gorski 200 points, Sebastian Eskandari 147 points, Antoine Vernon, the championship leader coming into Castelletto di Branduzzo, 142 points, Michele Orlando 130, Legenki 109, Tam 6th on 101 points, Kumpen 96 points, and Maximus on 8th. This is provisional. It is the virtual championship, which is long to be decided. But as it stands at this very moment, after lap 3 of the under 10 mini final, Leo Gorski has inherited the lead on 200 points from Sebastian Eskandari on 147 points, and Antoine Vernon on 142. Don't take too much into that though, because that is just a provisional. Standings at this point, it will not finish like that. There is still 7 laps to race here. Provisionally, there's an asterisk beside that statement as we reset the grid for the restart in just a few moments' time. There is our race director, Mr. Alessandro Ferrari, down on the grid. Our assistant race director, Marco Cardellino, walking up to the front of the grid. He will give the instructions once again to Leo Gorski. There is Marco, just talking down with Leo at the moment. Gorski did everything right off the restart. An incident which he was not aware of, but will have to lead the field away next time round as well. Don't forget Ramona, that magnificent circuit, not too far from here. Another motorsport complex in the north of Italy. For the closing round, the decider of the WSK Super. Off to the home of the Emilia-Romagna Formula One Grand Prix for the first round of the 10th anniversary edition of the world's most competitive junior motor racing series, the Italian F4 Championship, as ever, presented by WSK Promotion. That's in 7 days from now. Another packed grid of 40 cars on the grid. Next week at Imola, the 10th anniversary season of the championship, which has produced countless international motor racing stars. including Formula One drivers Mick Schumacher, Lando Norris, Joe Guan Yu. There's another one. Oh, of course, the original champion, Lance Stroll, who took the title in 2014 for the Prema Power team. Just getting confirmation, Mark Lumets is okay, and we're just a few minutes away from the restart of the final here. So as it stands, Gorski will lead the field away with Sebastian, the Tony Kart, right behind the 511 Baby Race Paralin. A Baby Race sandwich because P3 last time out at Cremona. And he's 8th in the championship coming into this third round of the series. The WSK Open Series will be Michele Orlando. He moves up to 4th in the championship on 130 points. Behind is Nicolo Perico, 566 in the energy cart, and just behind him the driver in the DAP, racing in the memory of the late great Angelo Perilla, who sadly passed. So the engines are from full course yellow. There is Gorski, no problem. Despite the snow falling earlier in the week, it is rapidly melting. The flowers are blooming. Yes, that's a cliche. They weren't there a few days ago, but they've been brought out in the sunshine at this magnificent, picturesque Castelletto di Branduzzo circuit as Gorski sets off down the back straight. So the restart will see Gorski from Eskandari, Tam, Orlando, Perico, Antoine Fanot. Legenki did not get a good start. Alexander, the WSK Champions Cup champion, the Ukrainian ahead of the impressive Lucas Palacio, the United States Pro Kart Series winner, the Filipino-American driver from Washington, D.C. in the United States, on debut in WSK, in position 8 ahead of Kupen, Botte, Malotta, who already made up 8 positions before the race was red flagged. Watch the Slovakian in the Firefly Racing entry, who was super quick as they come across the line for the restart. The green flag flies and we race once again down into turn 1. Gorski with a perfect restart, and Sebastian goes through in position 2. Clean restart here for the 60 Mini Under 10 pre-final. Sebastian, can this be the Australians' afternoon? Came together with Xavier Lazaro, the Portuguese driver in the DR car 2 weeks ago at Cremona, despite dominating much of the weekend. The Tony Kart in position 2. The drivers from Team Baby Race in 1st and 3rd place. There is Orlando in the bottle green Formula K kart, the Cremona race winner in position 4. Perico, Venant. There's the DAP driver from Belgium about to be passed as the leaders go down through the chicane. Back racing green, the under 10 final. The double. Down into turn 1, the Vortex powered Tony Kart with the Iami powered Paralins ahead and behind. Contact in the background between the two Italians. Orlando and Perico come together. It was almost the end of both of their races right there and then. Orlando's not happy. Young Nicolo Perico, fearless, the second generation racer, tried to take the Cremona race winner, and now he does. Under brakes into the lakeside hairpin. Michele Orlando, who stood on the top step of the podium 2 weeks ago, almost to the minute at Cremona, back in a P5. Nicolo Perico, the super young talent, at just 8 years of age, he already knows how to drift a WRX, WRC rally car, I kid you not. And at the moment, he's just a step off the podium. Sebastian wants this desperately here today. They start lap 8 of this 10-lap mini under 10 final. Kumpen with a 54 dead to fight, the fastest driver on the circuit. He's now the top Belgian ahead of Antoine Venant in position 8. Down the back straight on this lap 8. of the 10-lap final. Gorski being hounded by that Queenslander, the two-time AKC Australian champion. The driver from the Belmont State School in Brisbane, Australia, in position 2, looking at potentially the biggest win ever of his young career. It's been some time of the likes of James Wharton, most recently Oscar Piastri, Jack Doohan. To name just a trio, we may hear who started from pole. This is lap 9 of 10, the penultimate lap of the under 10 mini pre-final. An opportunity down into turn 3. Leo closes the door. Sebastian's going to get a run on the exit. They both have to be aware of the Swiss driver Albert Tam, who's behind in position 3. Albert's coming for the both of them. Perico, the top Italian, just a step off the podium. Down into the lakeside hairpin. Sebastian runs into the back of Leonardo. Albert Tam's right there. Now he tries the high line. The baby race drivers try and work together. Goes by on the exit. They come together. Oh, no, it's all over. He won't win here today. Leo Gorski and Sebastian Escandati come together in the dying stages of the mini under 10 pre-final. In fact, sorry, it was Tam and Escandati. Gorski's got the lead from Perico. Perico up into position 2. Incredible finish to the under 10 mini pre-final, a mini final here today. It is Gorski from the two Italians, Perico. Orlando trying to go 2 races in a row. The Formula K kart has to defend from Alexander Leganki. Sebastian still going, but back in position 5. The Aussie in the background, he's out of it. In the super has to just defend into this, the hairpin on the infield for the final time. But he won't do for the final time. What a victory! The final, Perico P2. Leganki 4th, Sebastian Escandati 5 from Truchot. Leganki 4th, Sebastian Escandati 5 from Truchot. Botte and Alex Malotta from near on the back of the grid. Was though Albert Tam and Sebastian Escandati coming. So that stunning debut for Lucas comes to an end. The highlights today, Gorski from pole position. Second row of the grid, the right there all along. When we got back underway, delay, it was and Albert running into the back of lane. That ended the race for Tony Kart, Orlando and Perico going on through the Italians. And the pole wins round 3 of the WSK. Gorski, he was on the podium at Sano in the Supermaster Series. Open Series from Nicolo Perico. Leganki 4, heartbreak for Escandati 5. He was the championship leader, the Belgian leads home. Xavier Rovelli, Hahn, Krieft, Waltz, Colucci. In position 20. We turn the page, it was Juno Park, Malo, Naj, Rozzo, Verba, Tiberius Muller on debut for Mies Racing. Di Filippo the Roman, Sophie Goth, Daniel Hakkinen, Diar Islami, Yanni, and there, look at that, position 32, Albert Tan out. Palacio, his great weekend comes to an end with the DNF, Ray, and of course Mark Lumet early on. Leo Gorski wins here, the WSK Open Series. Branduzzo, stay with us. The podium presentation in just a moment. Killer Mini under 10 final here today. He won at Cremona. He finishes P3 here. Orlando! Che gara per l'italiano in secondo. Perico! The winner of round 3 of the WSK Open. His name, Leo Gorski. The third Formula K of it. Second place. Pole for Team Baby. Of Poland. Congratulations, Michele, Nicolo, and Leo Gorski here at Castelletto. quick word, if we can, with our race winner firstly. Complimenti Michele, complimenti anche Nicolo. Leo, what a race. It all came down to the last lap. How did you do that?
When Iskandri crashed into me and I felt like two drivers like out, and then I was like, come on, come on. I saw Nicola behind me. I thought it was like a Gamoto, but then I looked again and I saw Nicola, and yes, I was very happy how I won first time.
Congratulations, Leo. Fantastic victory also to Michele Orlando, Nicolo Perico, and Leo Gorski wins here at Castelletto. Stay with us. Lagi. Back here at Castelletto di Branduzzo for the Mini Group 3, the original Mini Category Final in just a moment. Again, over 10 laps. Iskander Zulfikari took pole position, back in form. The Turkish driver on Friday with a time of 53.651, an up and down weekend so far for the Turk, who won the WSK Champions Cup to kick off 2023. Christopher, he won 2 weeks ago at Cremona, and he'll start on pole position in just a moment for the mini final. Before we do race, let's check out some of the highlights from this week here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. Category here circuit is actually built Branduzzo back on the WS. Not changed. Here's the driver who starts from for the Venetian team of David DeLucchi. Him is the threatening American Keelan Harvick. 513, the driver from Charlotte, North Carolina, USA. Form this weekend. Well, he starts out of grid 2. There is Keelan to the right of your screen. Just is Castelletto di Branduzzo. Springtime day here. The grass is growing even half an inch just in the last 24 hours. A beautiful day, 17 degrees Celsius. For round 3 of the WSK. Championship lead. Podium on the, but he's got on one the champion. Internazionale alongside or in head of is on 179. At this point, the grid. For Baglan 113. But the Australian has been back, coming from the Luke Tal. Third time sunshine here in the Castelletto di Branduzzo. Now have to fight for themselves. We'll go through the grid. Mona. Asher Oxteen. The Vladimir Ivaninko for. But critically, Dean has got 36 carts. Board about to go. The WSK series leader. Driver Academy. As a disadvantage as and we're just a few moments series for the 60. It's 12.56. Is one lap. Flag flying just off screen. With that, we'll take a look at pole position. Noah Baglan and Dean the Dutchman out of 6. Peruvian Mariano Lopez. Devon Waltz and George Edgar on the 6. Billy C. Collegia out of 15. Luke Tull out of 16. And Asher Oxteen, P2 at Cremona, a P20 on the grid. Dan Alleman, Kingsley. Kamal Basha, who's had a quiet weekend so far, the Serbian Manuel Martufi. Justo, Esteves, John Mateo Russo, Nicholas Stanley, Noya Stad. Mexican driver, there's 5 of them. LA Motorsport team, the 6-3. BCC on pole position, the American. In 10 laps time, the 4 red lights and the Romanian lead. 60 Mini here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. And Bosco Arias, the Franciacorta Supermaster Series race winner, dives on through place. They go down the back straight for the first time. 2 in a row. The Cremona head down to the lakeside hairpin. Back American Keelan Harvick from Group 2. Keelan makes a move under brakes, and the American, he's back up into position. Mini final here as they go down through the Castelletto. Back the grid 6, and that's exactly where the championship leader runs in the early stages of the mini final in round 3 of the WSK Open. Ivaninkoff as they race down the back straight for the second time. Cosmo Christopher under tremendous pressure from the Spaniard. Keelan says move on over. Down the from the other side. The second place. Baglan in the I-car tent. The Romanian from the American. Hugendorn, the series leader, up into P5. Tries to. Is mine. They race down the back straight. This is lap 3. Top 10, William Collegiate. Dead as the leaders fight. Then the drivers on your screen. A clean start here for the as we watch 4 of the mini final at Castelletto. To wheel with Fernando, his countryman, around about 2 decades ago in Formula Nissan. Bosco Arias is ahead of the pole sitter. The Romanian, Bogdan Cosmo Christopher, Baglan, Ivaninkov, Zulfikardi now. Here comes the Turk. He's just got by Dean Hugendorn, who as it stands loses the from P1 back into 4 in one corner, right behind him. The moto driver. And he takes the American. Harvick from the race lead now falls off the podium. Great recovery from the Brit Baglan. He's in P3. To go, the leading trio. Ivaninkov, Hardy, Delvin, George, Asa, British grandson race. His oldest off. Is racing in that chair ahead of Asher Rockstein, who's up into P2 with a storming drive. P10 ahead of Lopez. The Spaniard Bosco Arias. Go down the back straight. Pulls away from Ivaninkov. Harvick's got fresh air on the back of the Cremona race. Spaniard, the front, took on to race. Off, he was the race leader. Right, Ivan Inkov, that's drops to second in the virtual championship. Harvick, we go back to Ivan Inkov, who Edgar now up into P9 ahead of the second American, Asher Rockstein. Lap 7 of 10. Down through the chicane, we'll check the gap between Baglin and Harvick. Stays 18th of a second. This is good driving from the leading trio, the Spaniard, the Romanian, and the brilliant Brit Noah Baglin in the iCart entry in position 3. Harvick has fight for the lead, for the victory. Round 3 of the WSK Open Series. And Cosmo Christopher Baglin does not attack yet. He needs to do something too because the American is on the march. Down by the lake, watching to the next left-hand hairpin as Bosco Arias runs wide. They still wait there. On 2 laps remaining at the end of this one. Bosco Arias going for his second WSK victory. He's got 2 laps remaining. The gap between 3rd and 4th comes down another 10th as Eiley Christian, the Canadian, 53.726, is the fastest. Triple strip, go the leading trio. Perfect driving from Bosco, Bogdan, and Noah Baglin. Keelan driving the wheels off the baby race Paralin in the background. It is early morning over in Martinsville, Virginia, where Keelan's father is getting ready to race. His boy get up onto the podium, may well, as Noah Baglin around the outside. Goes back through, the yellow flag is out, Baglin is out. Britt, who was briefly into the lead, here comes the American. Last lap next time round. For Baglin, he's out of it. USK victory. Bogdan would take the lead into the championship final. He comes. The gap is 0.6 of a second. It would be one almighty half mile if he takes another 10th out of him. Cosmo Christopher knows how to play the game here. He works together with the American. It is not over yet. This will come down to the final few corners. Bosco Arias, superb. The 2 second-generation races. Says, go boy, go. Bosco Arias will win. Down into the chicane. Bosco Arias wins in WSK for the second time. Harvick, the American, position 2, and BCC in position 3. What a race here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. Bogdan Cosmo Christopher has crossed the line in position 3, but is under investigation. Bosco Arias wins for the second time. He won in the Supermaster Series at Franciacorta, and he's won here in stunning fashion at Castelletto di Branduzzo. His father here at the circuit, as we told you during the broadcast. We'll take a look at the replay first of all. Bogdan Cosmo Christopher from pole position. Position 1, Harvick was soon up into the lead. Baglin back to P4. Was looking to take the lead. Baglin did go back into the top spot ever so briefly. Harvick from the lead back into 4th. Vladimir Iskander Zulfikari and Dean Hugendorn. Bosco Adius, Bogdan Cosmo Christopher and Noah Baglin. They drove superbly in the dying stages as Harvey in position 3 was briefly up into the lead. He sat, went by, Baglin was soon out. Bosco ran away to take a superb victory at Castelletto. Bosco Adius takes victory in WSK for the second time. As we said, his father went wheel to wheel with Fernando in Formula Nissan around about 2 decades ago. The second generation racer with a stunning victory here has taken the win from the American Kylian Harvick, Bogdan Cosmo Christopher P3, but the Romanian is under investigation, so stand by. Vladimir Ivaninkov, Sulfikari, Team Hugendorn, what a drive from Witt. And a great recovery from Asher Rockstein, the second American from Grid 20 into 10th place. Stay with us on WSK.it, the podium presentation for the mini final, live from Castelletto di Branduzzo in just a moment. The podium presentation for an incredible, as ever, 60 mini final here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. In third place, the Romanian for team driver, Bogdan Cosmo Christopher. All the way in position 2 from the USA, Kylian. The winner of round Spaniard for the second time in WSK. He wins at Castelletto. Bosco. The third place trophy to Bogdan Cosmo Christopher. Second place, the American Kylian Harvick. Vamos, the Spaniard Bosco Adius. The national anthem of Spain. podium for the 60 mini final. Third place, Bogdan Cosmo Christopher. Second, Keelan Harvick. And Bosco Arias wins for the second time in WSK. Another incredible race here, and a quick word, if we can, with Bosco Arias. You've won before. This is your second victory in WSK. What a race.
It was a difficult race, but in the second last lap I can overtake my mate, my Cosma and Baglin, and I'm very happy. Thanks for all.
Congratulations. We'll see you in Cremona in 2 weeks' time. Congratulations also to Bogdan, P3, Keelan in P2, and Bosco wins for the second time in WSK. Back here at Castelletto di Branduzzo in beautiful springtime sunshine, just a few minutes prior to the X30 Junior Final. Another cracking week of racing, of course. This is the final round for the X30 categories. At the end of this one, we'll take a look at the championship point score. We'll also take a look at the grid in just a moment before we race in the IAME categories for the final time. Let's check out some of the highlights from this weekend here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. Beautiful images from a beautiful part of the world. This is Castelletto di Branduzzo, simply known as La Pista Sette Laghi, the circuit of 7 lakes, here in the north of Italy in springtime. The 16th day of April, round 3 of the WSK Open Series, as we just said a few moments ago. This is the final round for the X30 categories. The final round of the Open Series is at Sarno at the end of June. Debut in WSK. For the moment, It is X30 Junior, their final in just a few moments, 16 laps, just over 20 kilometres. The carts are on the circuit. We'll take a look at the grid for you in a moment. On 171 points over Rocco Coronel on 164 points, and they both share the front row of the grid. Rocco is on pole position to the left of your screen. No mistaking the Dutchman. The orange colours of his home nation, complete with the Dutch flag proudly painted onto the Stilo helmet. The victory lane driver van the Netherlands in the eerste positie. That is the pole sitter, Rocco Coronel. To the right is Tiziano Cushnini, who is the championship leader. Filippo Pancotti can still take the title. He's third on 145 points, and he's fourth on the grid. We wait for the grid. Are pushed into life, and we're underway with the formation lap for the X30 Junior Prefinal. The grid looks like this. Out of two, Riccardo Ferrari, Filippo, Luca Esposito, Davide Mizzone, Chiara Bartig, last year's sweet Nardelli, Florentin Hatame, one of five. And the Mexican Georgi Zashov on grid 21. The championship leader on grid 2, Rocco on pole position. Slowly the field come up to the line. Rocco dictates the pace. Watch for Riccardo Ferrari behind the Italian on the second. We race. Great start from Romeo from the mid-pack. He'll go through into the first corner in position 5. It didn't quite work out as Rocco from pole position has got the race lead. Now the championship fight starts. Tiziano from grid 2 in position 2. Riccardo Ferrari as they go down the back straight. He's in P3, but he's under tremendous pressure. Good start from Filippo Pancotti. Lorenzo Campos, the African driver, right there as well. But Rocco Coronel has got the race lead. We'll update you with the championship. As they took the green, it was Tiziano, P1, on 171 points. Rocco on 164 points, and they run 1 and 2. Rocco in the top spot is the Dutchman, the team driver in second place. A clean start for the X30 Junior Final as they go down through the chicane. A slightly wide line from Rocco Coronel. He knew it, he was intelligent, he rode the ripple strip to try and keep the speed up. Tiziano in second place, behind the Dutchman in the top spot. Ferrari, Campos. Ferrari has to defend from the Angolan. Then we go to Pancotti, Jang, Piccolo, Chiara Bartig. She's up into P8 ahead of Romeo. That start did not work out. And a great start from Maria Chiara Nardelli. She's in position 10. Coronel settles into a rhythm. Goes down the lakeside straight, just puts the cart in the middle of the track. Enough to dissuade Tiziano from making a move. Ferrari sits there in P3. Watch the Italian. Smashes every single ripple strip in the house, but the Italian is quick. He's in P3 in the 712 Tony kart. Runs wide coming onto the straight. There is Campos, Pancotti, Darren Jeng and Chiara Bartig in the background. She's up into P7. And Pancotti trade positions. Chiara Bartig on the back of that freight train. Last year's Swiss Junior champion. She's found form at the right time of the weekend. Rocco Coronel has got the race lead, and in the virtual championship he's in P1 on 234 points, ahead of Tiziano on 221. Basically, whoever finishes ahead out of these two drivers all things being equal, will take the title. Ferrari, he's in P4 in the championship on 120. Watch him down through the chicane, over the first curb, over the second curb. Spectacular from Ferrari. The M2 Zenki Motorsport driver is flying around the circuit. Down the inside, Tiziano takes the race lead, and with that, the championship lead as well. Coronel back into position 3. That is not what the Dutchman needed, but the move was inevitable. Surely he couldn't have stayed out front for 16 laps. Obviously, because he's back to third, Tiziano has no choice but to try and win the race as best as possible. Riccardo Ferrari, who kicked off 2023 with victory in the WSK Champions Cup on the 29th day of January, the 18th season of WSK competition. The Zenki Motorsport driver in position 2. Watch him over the curbs. This time he doesn't touch it. Does that one though. Runs wide. Watch Rocco into turn 1. Tiziano's already got a nice lead. It's around about 2, possibly 3 kart lengths officially. It's 0.27 of a second as Chiara Batic sets the fastest lap of the race. She's done a 50.4. She's in position 8. Ahead of Romeo, Nardelli, Fulgori, Mizzoni, and Angelo Di Ortenzio. Down into the lane. Lorenzo Campos looking for his 3rd WSK podium of 2020. Who's in 2nd place. So Tiziano, the Swiss driver of David Delecki in P1. Ferrari for Zenki Motorsport together with M2 Racing. The red speaker, there is an example of Ferrari smashing every single ripple strip there is around the 1.2 kilometre Castelletto circuit. Up onto 2 wheels, does not mind a curb, does Riccardo. 712 in position 2. Campos, Pancotti in the background. The local driver from nearby Piacenza on his home circuit. One of his home circuits, Pancotti. He won last time out at Cremona. Filippo behind Lorenzo, Darren Zhang from Hong Kong. Ferrari goes, there's Chiara in the background. Behind Darren Zhang from Hong Kong. The city, the nation, well, the English territory, which used Hong Kong Street Prix, and of course, since the Diamond Coast circuit closed down, the best part of Moto, he's in position 6. The Swedish champion Chiara Batic for the Kiddix Driver Academy starting to get frustrated though. Home flag. He's driving for the Sicilian team, and regardless of all that, he's quick. He's in position 6. Batic just behind. We go back to Piccolo, Romeo, Nardelli, Fulgori, Mizzoni, Di Ortenzio, Hattemer. Breton, the Mexican. And Marlo, the 2nd Mexican driver, Sun, and Lucas Pasquinetti rounds out the field. Unfortunately, Luca Esposito, after that great drive to P5 at Cremona, has at the end of this one, the title is on the line. If it was to end right here, right now, which it won't, Kushnini would take the title. Still defending from Pancotti, who won at Cremona 2 weeks ago. Together with Zenki Motorsport in P2 and Victory Lane, the team of Nico Martins in P3 with the Dutchman, the Dutch champion, the 4th. Rocco Coronel in P3. Watch him try and make a move into turn 3 on. Up into position 2. The Swiss and Dutch drivers for the WSK. That was a nice move. He lined him up 4 corners prior. Ferrari back to 3rd, the WSK champion. He's back in third place, still on the podium. Rocco, second is as good as last. He won. The fastest driver on the circuit at 50.215. Only thousandths in it though, 50.224 for Kushnini and a 50.278 for Coronel. So the fourth generation racer, yes, his great-grandfather, the roundabout on the outskirts of the acid, named after Rocco's great-grandfather. His father, Tom, the WTCR driver, confirmed for another series in TCR Europe for 2023. The Formula Nippon champion of the late 1990s, the former Arrows Formula One test driver. Ironically, that was an orange car too, by freak coincidence. His boy. He's got the race lead. At the moment, he's got the championship lead as well. 6 laps remaining at the end of this one. This is the final round for X30 Junior. Round 3 of the 2023 WSK Open Series. Down through the chicane. As Rocco goes purple. 50.17 versus 50.2. Pray, keep it clean, boys. As they go down the back straight, this is going to be a nail biter. Tiziano Kushnini right here, right now, with the race lead. Position 2, 214 points. Quickly trying to do some mathematics, even if Rocco passes him, Tiziano may well up onto the back of the Swiss driver. Team driver in position 1. Positions 4 and 5 with Campos and Pancotti. They come onto the straight now. And then quite a gap back to the Hong Kong driver, Darren Zhang, Kiara Bartig. Then it's Piccolo. Good drive from Joseph Little, Giuseppe Piccolo. Also for team driver, the gap still point. Will award the title in 4.5 laps time. Tiziano would take the needs to make the move. This race is mine. He's right there to pick up the crumbs. If heaven forbid, Rocco and Tiziano come background. The X30 Junior Final at Castelletto. Ferrari now being caught by Campos and Pancotti, the team driver. Of a second through the right-hander at the end of the back straight into the lakeside hairpin. Tiziano superb under brakes, keeps the car as straight as possible. Both driving OTK. They run 1 and 2. Excellent exit for Tiziano Kushnini. Time is running out for Coronel. Different lines through the chicane. Watch them go down into turn 1. Tiziano Kushnini, as cool as you like, smooth movements, rides the bumps. Into turn 3, an opportunity. Tiziano puts it in the middle of the circuit. That was defensive. Coronel is right there. The race win, the title on the line. 3 laps remaining here at Castelletto. Ferrari at the moment still on the podium. Watch down into the lakeside hairpin. Too far back is Coronel. Hold on to your hats, take a seat. We know you're chewing your fingernails. This is going to come down to the final stages. We're approaching it now. Tiziano leaves the door open. Rocco dives down the inside. The Dutchman in the top spot. Tiziano back into second. 2 laps remaining. Was that the move that decides the title? As they come across the line, Rocco in P1 retakes the lead of the championship by just 13 points. 234 to 221 of Tiziano. Ferrari in the background. Again smashes over the ripple strip. Rocco Coronel looks over his shoulder. We see the Stillo turn down into the right-hander. The gap is 0.27 of a second. Ricciardo trying to finally give Ferrari a victory in 2023. He's in third place. Campos, Pancotti. Tiziano, good line on the exit. That's the corner where Rocco passed him just a lap and a half ago. As they go down through the chicane for the penultimate time. The gap on the screen, it's irrelevant. Watch Ferrari in the background. It's 3 kart lengths, maybe 4. 50.1. The fastest driver on the circuit is in the race lead. Titi's the last ronde. If he wins it, he takes the title. That sentence is valid for both Tiziano in second and Rocco in the race lead. Doesn't defend into the fast right. The wheels off the team driver, Tony Kart. He's around the outside. Rocco with the slightest error. Dives down the inside. Rocco's off the road. He's out. Oh no, the Dutchman is out. It's over. Tiziano goes through controversially. Ricciardo tried to give Ferrari their first victory of 2023. That checkered flag waves. What a finish here at Castelletto. Tiziano wins. Ferrari second and come over. What a finish. What a finish. Watch this on the replay. Or maybe don't. Just as the screen freezes at the wrong time, we're trying to take a replay. Be assured that will be looked at over and over again in the coming days. For the moment, Tiziano Cuscinini has taken the victory, and with that is the provisional, big asterisk inside that statement, champion. 241 points to Rocco Coronel on 189, and Filippo Pancotti on 175. Let's take a look at the highlights of the race though. Coronel from pole position, leading from Tiziano. And these two did pull away. Rocco leading early. Tiziano took his opportunity early on before half race distance to go on by. And Ferrari up the inside, and Coronel was back to third. That move was inevitable. It was a great race between Ricciardo in second place, ultimately would finish in P2. Tiziano and Rocco. Coronel taking back P2. And the gap was almost half a second, and pulled in the Swiss driver to be right on his rear bumper. Just over 3 kilometers from the race end, he would make his move. With this move under brakes into the infield hairpin. Ricciardo Ferrari trying to capitalize. Sitting in third place. Out of the hairpin slowly. Watch this. Rocco running wide. They went side by side. And ultimately, it came to this smack in the back. The checkered flag waves, and I can tell you we've just got news from race control. We will not be awarding the podium. We will not be conducting the podium presentation just at this point. That was almost inevitable from race control. That is news. The podium will not take place right now. So the provisional race standing sees Tiziano Cuscinini with the race victory and provisionally the title. I cannot put enough asterisks, plural, beside that statement. Tiziano is the provisional champion. He is the provisional race winner, but stand by. Ferrari second. Campos, give him some credit. The Angolan P3 from Pancotti. Coronel did cross the line in P5. Zhang, Piccolo, Nardelli, Romeo, and Davide Mizzoni in position 10. 11th was Chiara Batig. After threatening the top 5 earlier on, she faded to finish 11th from Angelo Di Ortenzio, Hattemau, Fugori, Zashov, Lamberton. Welcome to the Mexican to WSK. Both he and Malo have acquitted themselves well here this weekend. Split by Malov, or Savalev, I should say, Mako Savalev. Sun and Lucas Pasquinetti rounds out the field after the retirement of Luca Esposito. So the podium presentation will not take place at this moment. And we will race the senior X30 final in just a moment. And hopefully bring you the podium presentation for X30 Junior together with X30 Senior at the conclusion of this next race, which is underway in just a few moments. We'll take a very short break here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. Stay with us, the X30 Senior final in just a moment. Back here at Castelletto di Branduzzo for the final of the afternoon. The title will be decided here for X30, the senior final. The race, it's the third and final round for the X30 senior category, and also the championship pick to be decided. Before we race, let's take a look at some of the highlights here from Castelletto di Branduzzo. the X30 Senior Final and the 2023 WSK Open title to be decided in 20 laps time. Just over 25 kilometres of this northern Italian circuit, Castelletto di Branduzzo, simply known as La Pista Sette Laghi, the circuit of 7 lakes. The karts are on the grid, the sun is shining. We're just a few moments away from deciding the race and the title for 2023. The OKN, the OK National categories will join us. They'll make their WSK debut at round 4 of the WSK Open Series at the end of June, where the KZ category will be back with us as well at the southern Italian circuit. There is just 12 points separating Denny Catanini and Andy Rattel in the championship. 124 for Denny, who won the first round of the series. Andy Rattel won the second round at Cremona 2 weeks ago with that fantastic drive. The Frenchman in the Kart Republic, 8.42 though, has just missed that last tenth of a second. Let's hope for his sake that the Kart Republic team have found something magic. The Kiddix Driver Academy, there he is to the centre right of your screen. Andy Rattel second in the championship. Denny Catanini, P1 on 124 points. Rattel 112. And Andrea Giudice, Mara 61, second row of the grid, 804. The Italian in the Tony Kart on 106 points. Comanducci can also still take the title. He's fourth on 100 points. But first, let's take a look at the grid. Nando Vaix-Obama, the Austrian, starts out of pole position. Albanese out of grid 2. Catanini, the championship leader, alongside Giudice, Rossi, Marenghi, Christian Comanducci, the Roman, alongside the Cremona race winner, Erika Lavazza out of P9, and the Australian Stefano Padani in another Ital course kart out of grid 10. Christian Canonica and Manuela Ledalca's good pre-final from the Greek driver this morning. Lin Jingwan on the podium at Cremona. He finished P2, he's back in 13th. Here today, Eduardo Jacobucci, the team driver, and Yu Hufu, one of 2 Chinese drivers in the field, on the final grid position. Colin Württemberger is out. Ling Jingwan finished in position 2. A fabulous drive at Cremona, where the MLG Racing Paralin of one of 2 Chinese drivers in the field. There he is as he warms the tyres on the 831 Paralin at the back of the grid. The title to be decided in 20 laps time. Nando, the Austrian, on pole position. Castelletto di Branduzzo. We race. Albanese around the outside. Can he do it? Giudice tries it. And Nando's got Italians coming at him left, right and centre. As they go down through turn 3, Albanese has got the race lead. Catanini rockets up into position 3. Fantastic start from the championship leader. Nando back into second place under attack from Denny Catanini as they race up the back straight for the first time. Federico Albanese has been dynamite quick all week, and he's got the race lead. A fantastic start from the outside front row of the grid. Catanini back into P4. Andrea Giudice. Aggressive start for the Italian. He's up into position 3. A clean start for the final here as we decide the title for 2023. They come across the line for the first of 20 times. Albanese, Nando Vaix-Obama, the pole sitter, back into second place. And it's Giudice and Denny Catanini in the virtual championship. We'll keep you updated with that. As it stands, he's in P4 in the race, but would still take the title. Still the majority of this race to go. Albanese, the kart has been so quick. The Ital course kart, there's a couple of them in the field. Stefano Padani, also the young Australian based in Singapore. Half Italian, half Australian from the Equator State. Didn't make a good start though. He's behind Manuela Ledalca's in another Victory Lane Red Speed kart. His teammate in position 2. Right over the ripple strip, gets airborne. In fact, there's Denny Catanini. He goes by Giudice, the Lonato race winner. The championship leader now up onto the podium in 3rd place. Then it's Giudice. Rattel, great start from Andy. He's not out of this either. He's in P5 from Erika Lavazza, who's 6th. The Tony Kart driver, she finished P3 at Cremona. 2 weeks ago. She's in 6th at the moment, trying to take another podium. Behind is Marengi, Rossi, Komanduchi, Ladaukas, Kanonika, Stefano Padani, Lin Qingwan, Yuhu Fu, the 2 Chinese drivers, and Jacopa Fucci rounds out the field. Lin Qingwan had superb speed at Cremona. The MLG Racing Carolyn was absolutely flying, but not here today. He's got one almighty task ahead of him. Albanese with a 49.229 across the line, 0.3 of a second faster than Nando Veitzelbaumer, this super young talent from Austria. The last couple of seasons, racing in the single mate categories, Rotax and Iami. A contender, actually crossed the line in position 3 at Cremona. And he's P2 at the moment. He's P2 in the championship as well, depending on what happens to the driver behind him. The Italian Denny Catanini, Nando Veitzelbaumer can still take the title. So the race settles into a rhythm, a purple sector from Nando Veitzelbaumer. Federico Albanese, the Ital course car is quick. Went in too deep under brakes, did Nando, and he knows it. He looks behind him. Covered the line by just going straight over the top of the ripple strip. The red speed responds. He's 0.2 of a second behind Albanese, as Marengi with a 49.142 goes 0.2 of a second. The Italian faster than the race leaders. Marengi in P6. He goes by Lovato, by Comanducci, and by Federico Rossi. Rossi, incidentally, who finished P2 in the season opening WSK Champions Cup behind Brando Pozzi. At the moment in P8 ahead of Erika Lovato. A second podium in a row is unlikely for Erika, for Virus Tsunami Racing. Look at that spectacular from Veitzelbaumer. Up into the air, over the ripple strip. Shades of WRX here at Castelletto. Just getting back to Erika Lovato, spending the year in 2022, racing in the Automobile Club of Italy. Mini Challenge. She's back with us for the Open Series on the podium, P3 at Cremona. She's dropped down to P8 after that great start behind Christian Comanducci. Now Nando closes in out of the lakeside hairpin on the back of the Ital course car, the legendary manufacturer from the 1990s, the Ital course team, competing in the glory days of Formula Super 8, back to almost 3 decades ago now. Great to see another manufacturer out on track and in P1. Spectacular, the Austrian down through the chicane. Denny in P3 with a 49.08, 0.2 of a second faster than the 2 drivers on your screen in front of him. He's catching the both of them. Caranini goes purple. He finished in the grass at Cremona. He won at Lonato. He's come back here for the championship final in dynamic form in the sunshine, driving the Energy Kinetic chassis. He's in P3, that would take the title, but he wants the win again. Energy Kinetic, team manager Simone Sorio watching on from pit lane as his driver catches the 2 leaders, respectively. 1/4 race distance, Nando. Spectacular down through the chicane into turn 1. As a match goes in deep under brakes as Federico Albanese. They go up the back straight, 107 k's, 108 k's an hour last time across the line. Albanese, Caranini in the background. The gap is 0.8. No, make that 0.7. Between the red speed of Victory Lane in second place. It's closer than that visually, you can see, as Nando is almost close enough to make a move on Federico. The Austrian with Italians ahead and behind him. As we approach half race distance, he is superb down through the chicane. The Victory Lane red speed responds. But it is still Albanese in the Ital course. Nando Veitzelbaumer rides the ripple strip, looks. The gap is down to 0.49 of a second. Nando down the inside into the lakes. Nando Weichselbaumer, the Austrian, simply said Duncan. Italians in the final round of the WSK Open Series for X30 Senior. The victory lane grid speed, position 1. Karanini's right there as well to fight. Karanini would still take the title. Listen to this. Wins if Denny finishes in P3. Denny Karanini would take the title, 164 points to Nando on 163. We'll update you with the graphic on that in just a moment, let alone if he goes by Albanese. Second would more than do it, third would do it. Nando desperately needs to win down at the end of the Lakeside Straight into second place. Acknowledgement of Albanese. The two Italians, they're from different teams, but that was sporting racing here on the absolute limit at Castelletto di Branduzzo. One place now. That is what the championship looks like to Nando on 163, let alone if Denny can get by as he gets up onto two wheels on the exit of turn 4. If he can get by the Austrian, the championship is his. It's his anyway. Denny Karanini going for 2 victories in the 3-round X30 Senior WSK Open Series into the second half of the race. They very quietly spoken. One of the quietest drivers in world karting, but one of the quickest as well. He won the WSK Champions Cup in 2022 at Lonato. That was in OK. He finished on the podium in 2023. Series at Lonato, a forgettable race where he finished in the grass at Cremona, but he's closing in on Castelletto di Branduzzo. This is lap 12 of 20. Down the back straight, Nando Weichselbaumer absolutely helpless. Look at that from Denny. And now he makes the move under brakes. He's gone through to take the lead. Nando Weichselbaumer absolutely helpless there. The Italians from 2 different teams, but they work together. For Ital Course, he can't take the title. He's back in 6th. Like a bucking bronco out of the final corner. The Ital Course in second. 49.081, almost into the 48s. He will take the title if he holds on for a second race win. In fact, even if Nando gets by, he's back to third. Karanini, 194 points. Nando points. Rattel in position. Watch down through the chicane. They all clip the ripple strip, they run wide. Denny looks. Albanese, the famous Ital Course car. He can let him by, he can let Nando go by. He does not know that though. Nini will still take the title. The response from the Austrian now on the back. Albanese has strip at the exit of turn 4. Nando with the great run as they go down the back straight. They're all working together. This is fantastic racing. Leaves the door open. Albanese back into P1. The Ital Course back in the top spot. Denny Caronini position 2, but that would still be enough to take the title. Nando Des hits the run. Watched out through the chicane. The outside. The run on. Can the Roman drag himself into this battle? He's exactly 2. Stand by. An 18 WSK Champions Cup on a freezing cold day at Adria. Behind the 2 current Formula 3 drivers, Taylor Barnard. As Nando goes down, back to Elimini, they won the race and finished second. Christian Comanducci, who was P3 on that day in Adria 5 years ago. There's the Roman in the background for the Pachinko Racing Car team. He's coming. He's actually catching them. Nando back into second. Denny Caronini, it looked as though he would walk away with this. He needs to be careful of that driver right there. Comanducci's coming hard. He takes 0.3 of a second out of his countrymen. The Italians, 3rd, 4th, 5th. And then the Frenchman, Andy Rattel. There. Caronini would still take the title. 3rd is enough. Albanese would take the race victory for Italcourse. Nando Weichselbaumer, the young Austrian speed car, can he take the race win? Makes a move under brakes. Nando back into the top spot, but runs wide. Now he runs off the road, has to defend from his closest adversary in the title chase. Caronini right behind. Albanese skips across the line, and the gap is 0.4 of a second. Lap 18 of 20. Down the back straight. 2 laps remaining at the end of this one. Comanducci's coming. Comanducci just will be right there as well. Behind him, Francesco Marenghi and Andy Rattel, who's still P3 in the championship chase on 1. At the end of this one. Tighter line. 0.2. There is Comanducci, Marenghi, super drive, then Rattel, Giudice, Rossi. Ladaukas and the young Australian Stefano Pedani. Albanese looks over his right shoulder not once but twice. Watch the move into the lakeside hairpin. Too far back on the brakes. Even if Nando goes by. Here's an opportunity as Albanese runs wide. He knows it. Puts the Italcourse in the middle of the track. Comanducci's coming. Watch the Roman in position 4. Down through the chicane for the penultimate time. The title to be decided at the end of this lap. Comanducci is one. Albanese, the race win for Italcourse. Nando driving as hard as he possibly can. He's been brilliant all race, brilliant all series, but second won't be enough. To the lakeside hairpin. Albanese smooth, accelerates, stays off the curb. You know it's coming up. Comanducci's too far back. Watch Caronini sweep around the outside of the Austrian. He can get out of the throttle. He doesn't need to, but he takes him. 3 of the WSK Open Series across the line in position 2. Denny Caronini is the champion. Weichselbaumer, the Austrian, P3 in the race and the vice champion of 2023. Another lap and Comanducci may have been right there. The Roman crosses the line in 4th. Denny Caronini P2. And with that, the Energy Course driver has taken out the WSK Open Series for 2020. Breaks Obama from pole position, had Italians on the inside in the form of Albanese and on the outside in the form of Giudice. Great start from Andrea Giudice, but still soon fell back behind Dedi Carinini. Nando into the leg side, hairpin under brakes, a super move. And the victory lane red speed kart was back into position one. Carinini, perfect pass. He was now the top Italian. Second was enough to take the title by a single point, even if Nando won the race. In position one, Albanese as Comenducci in the background. The back, he finished just 7/10 of a second off the podium. Albanese back. And then Nando says, if not now, down the inside briefly into the race lead, but he ran wide on the exit. Albanese holding on for the final lap of the race. The young Austrian, brilliant all series for Nico Martin's victory lane team. He will finish as vice champion, could not quite take the race victory. Wheel to wheel, Carinini into P2, Albanese takes the victory here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. Albanese manufacturer, Carinini P2 with that last lap, last corner move, and with that, the Italian 53. Andy Rattel P3 in the championship. The Frenchman would finish in P6. And Nando Obama P3rd on the podium in the race. But the Austrian is the vice champion for 2023. Fantastic and well-deserved win. He has consistently been the fastest driver all week. Carinini P2 on the last lap. He is the champion for 2023. Nando P3 in the race, P2 in the championship from Comenducci, Marenghi. Good drive from Francesco. Andy Rattel P6. And with that, the Frenchman finished ahead of Eddie Calavata, Emanuele Ladaukas, Yuhufu, and Stefano Padani rounds out the field after Eduardo Jacobucci was forced to retire with a mechanical issue. Carinini has won the WSK Open Series, but it will be Federico Albanese who stands on the top step of the podium. He wins round 3 here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. Stay with us on WSK.it. The podium presentation in just a moment. Podium presentation for the X30 Senior Final. A brilliant race here this afternoon. First the race podium and then the championship podium we will award here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. Round 3 of the WSK Open. Nando Weichselbaumer. Team Energy course, Denny Caronini. A brilliant drive and a deserving winner for round 3 of the WSK Open Series, the Italian for Team Ital course, Federico Albanese. Third place trophy, Nando Weichselbaumer of Austria. Second place, the Italian Denny Caronini. The winner of round 3 of the WSK Open Series, Federico Albanese. Anthem of Italia. Round 3 of the WSK Open Series. Third place, the Austrian Nando Weichselbaumer. Second place, Denny Caronini. And the winner here at Castelletto, Federico Albanese. Una parola con il vincitore. Stay with us, Nando and Denny. Federico Albanese, super veloce tutto questo weekend. Una vittoria che ti merita tanto. Bravissimo.
Sì, è stato un weekend fantastico e tutto questo è dovuto dalle e dal corse. Volevo ringraziare il mio motorista di FR, tutte le persone che mi sostengono, tutti. Grazie mille.
Bravissimo. Also well done to Denny and to Nando as well. Stay with us on WSK. We'll award the title in just a moment. The 2023 WSK Open Series. In third place after that stunning victory at Cremona, from France, Andy Rattel. Second place in the 2023 WSK Open Series, the Austrian 14 victory lane, Nando Weichselbaumer. Il vincitore, il nuovo campione per 2023, the new champion for 2023, Denny Caronini. The third place trophy, Andy Rattel of France. Second place, the Austrian Nando Weichselbaumer. The new champion for 2023 for Team Energy course, Denny Caronini. Merci, dankeschön. Félicitations, Andy, troisième place. Nando, superb again in second. And a word with Denny Caronini. You won the first round at Lonato, a disappointing run at Cremona, but superb again. Congratulations, a worthy champion.
Yeah, thank you so much. We did a fantastic job for all the championship. Also for the fantastic work and FR for the fantastic engine, and it's great.
Bravissimo, félicitations aussi, Andy. And second place is Nando Weichselbaumer. Denny Caronini, the new champion. Stay with us on WSK.it. We'll get the junior podium in just a moment. Final, a little bit later in awarding it. You know why, after a spectacular finish, but we will present the podium presentation, or the podium, firstly for the race and then the championship for 2000. So firstly, the X30 junior race. In third place for team driver, Filippo Pancotti. Second place also for team driver, the Angolan Portuguese driver, Lorenzo Campos. The winner of round 3 of the WSK Open Series at Castelletto di Branduzzo, the Italian Riccardo Ferrari. Per terza posizione per Filippo Pancotti. Finalmente Ferrari vince questo. The national anthem of Italia. the podium for round 3 of the WSK Open Series. Third place, Filippo Pancotti. Branduzzo. Bravissimo, stai with us, restate con noi Filippo. Una parola con il vincitore, bravissimo, una gara difficile Riccardo, ma alla fine hai passato sotto la bandiera a scacchi in prima posizione, bravissimo.
È stata una gara molto combattuta con Tiziano Cugnini e Rocco Coronel, sono molto contento di questa vittoria e di essere passato sotto la bandiera a scacchi per primo.
E possiamo dire finalmente Ferrari ha vinto quest'anno?
Sì, si può dire.
Lorenzo e anche Filippo, stay with us on WSK.it. We'll award the title in just a moment. So the presentation for the 3-round WSK Open Series for the X30 Junior. A few moments ago, he finishes P3 in the championship, the Italian. All season, second place in the Open Series for 2023, the Dutchman, Rocco Coronel. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the top step of the podium, the 2023 WSK Open Series X30 Junior Champion from Switzerland. Third place in the championship. To Rocco Coronel van the Netherlands. 2023 WSK Open Champion X30. Congratulations to Filippo, Rocco, and the new champion. Tiziano will step in here. Tiziano, it was very difficult, but at the end of the day, you are the champion. How do you feel?
Great. I never feel like that. The whole race, and I'm happy with that.
Congratulations, the new champion. Bravissimo anche Filippo Pancotti and Rocco Coronel. I know second place is not the top spot, but congratulations, a brilliant performance all 2023. Well done, mate. Well, that wraps up everything from here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. It's been an amazing weekend of racing here in beautiful sunshine at Castelletto di Branduzzo. On behalf of all the team at WSK Promotion, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time at 2023 WSK Supermaster Series. On behalf of everyone here at Castelletto